Your Excellency, the former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, GCON, Waziri Adamawa, our great national chairman, His Excellency, Senator David Mark, other leaders of the party here present. I am standing here on behalf of members of the Presidential Primary Election Committee of ADC for 2026, leading us to 2027 election. On behalf of the entire members of the Presidential Election Committee, we wish to thank the National Chairman, the NWC, our worthy leaders, and all members of our great party, the ADC, for the privilege to serve as chairman and members of the 2026 ADC presidential primary elections. We wish to thank all our great patrons who, despite the celebrations of today, the Holy Salah, and the Children's Day, sacrificed the comfort of their homes to be here to witness the conclusion of this historic exercise. Upon our appointment, we have worked round the clock to ensure that this event goes on successfully. I wish to sincerely thank every member of the committee, including co-opted members, ad hoc staff, as well as the entire security team. I also wish to thank the management of Transcorp Hilton Hotel for providing us this wonderful venue and all its associated courtesies. Similar thanks also goes to our service providers, particularly the interior decorator, for delivering at such a short notice. Every assignment is achievable if all parties involved avoid mischief or any effort to insert their personal prejudices and biases into the process. In every contest, only one person can win. Let us understand that what unites us as ADC is greater than what divides us. Those who didn't work with you today may work with you tomorrow. We are still one family. Let us resist the temptation to try to pull down a house because things did not go your way. 4 years is not too far from now. Those who didn't win today may, by the grace of God, win tomorrow. As a committee, we have worked with integrity, transparency, commitment, fairness, and a level playing field for every participant. We did not interject our own interest. Our job is mostly at the headquarters here to do collation and make sure the results are brought in. And we have already thanked our great men and women who went to the states and did such a wonderful job. Let us know that 4 years is not too far away, as I said before. So we have ensured that only figures we collated and announced are figures from the authentic chairmen and chairpersons and their various teams sent to the states. That's why they introduced themselves here. Finally, I wish to also thank members of the INEC who are also making a lot of sacrifice, because certainly they would have been at home. Yes, their director there said it's call of duty. But we know sometimes people can skip duty for comfort. We thank you for coming. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to read a summarized version of the results. Out of a registered ADC members who appear on the register of the party with INEC, as at the day we submitted it, we had 113,599 members. And you will know, given the time ADC commenced the registration and the deadline of INEC, as we said before, it was such a short period that the only miracle permitted the party to achieve this figure. I can assure you that today our figures have almost quadrupled. But as a legal and lawful and law-abiding party, we directed all our men in the field to restrict themselves to only members who registered before or on the date the names were submitted to INEC. So our figures should have been a lot more than you see. So ladies and gentlemen, out of the possible 3,113,599 members who are registered members of the ADC, 2,527,977 members actually came out to vote. And of these members who voted, Alhaji Mohammed Hayatuddin scored 177,120 votes. His Excellency, Right Honorable Rotimi Amechi, scored 504,117 votes. 504,117 votes. While His Excellency Vice President Atiku Abubakar scored 1,846,370 votes. ADC. I'm sure you would have noticed from these figures that we had worthy contestants. ADC is truly the only democratic party in Nigeria. It's either you have only one candidate running, or you have where you have another candidate. He may be struggling to score up to 50,000 votes, if ever. None of our candidates have scored less than 100,000 votes. This is how deep our democracy in the party is. So, ladies and gentlemen, my job is almost done. It is now my honor and privilege to call on the returning officer to come and declare the winner of this election. And the person to do this is no other than our own most distinguished, His Excellency, most distinguished Senator Tunde Ogbeha. Thank you.
The National Chairman, ADC, His Excellency Senator David Mark, members of the National Working Committee, the chairman and members of the presidential primary election, His Excellency the former Vice President, distinguished party members, guests, and members of the press. My names are Jonathan Tunde Ogbeha, and I am not a professor that will qualify me as a returning officer, but by the grace of God, my party has chosen me to be the returning officer because I think I have the credentials that INEC will attest to. It is my responsibility as the returning officer of the African Democratic Congress primary election to declare the winner of the recently conducted presidential primary election across the country. Having satisfied the requirements of the ADC's constitution and guidelines in compliance with Section 84(1)(2) of the Electoral Act 2026, in a keenly contested, free, fair, and transparent presidential direct primary election across all states of the Federation. And with the announcement of the collated results by the chairman of the Presidential Election Committee, it is my very rare privilege and honor to declare His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar as the winner of the presidential primary election, having secured the highest number of votes and hereby returned as the presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress for the 2027 general elections. Congratulations to His Excellency Atiku Abubakar. Congratulations to the African Democratic Congress. Thank you and God bless you all.
Bearer for 2027 election and the man who will take us to the villa.